Doink.
And by the way, your noise is back on certain chats. I actually heard it do it the other day watching this other chat. The doink.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, that's a bummer because that was a long sentence. Now I'm all wore out. I heard the sound you're talking about. I watched an old chat, and when they fired it up, it goes doink.
What's going on, driver?
Good evening. I don't know, been a long week for some reason.
Yes, it will.
All right, well. Long week. Long week. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Friday, and we're here, and I'm late, and I apologize. Let's do a little run down here, and look at that. Sandy's Passions is first in the chat. Sandy, how are you, beautiful? Groove's in here with us. Good to see you, Groove. Prepping to endure. Again, has another video out today, tonight, whatever. I just saw it when I turned my computer on. I didn't see the video, but I saw the, the thing for it. So, Driver is in here with us. Driver, what's going on? Stalker Steve is obviously in here with us. Mr. P. NASCARs, how are we doing, my brother?
Right
Great
on.
to see you. VBorg 001, per usual, is in the house. VBorg, how are you doing, my friend? Mr. Count Logan, good to see you back. Thank you very much. Great to see you.
You're breaking up just a little teeny bit, Mike.
What?
You're breaking up just a little bit.
I am?
Yeah.
Not on my end.
Shit. PG, how are you? Good to see you.
Coming in good on my end, too.
Damn it. Maybe it's me.
HRM Weapons Machinist, what's up?
Right on.
Good to see you. No more. Sorry, I was talking to camera girl. And I think that's it. If I missed somebody, yell at me.
Somebody just.
All right, now we're saying that I'm coming in partially all screwed up here. Am I jumbling?
It might be me. The other two guys said you sounded fine to them.
Yeah, you're clear as a bell on my end.
It might be you.
Yep. Let me refresh.
Don't scare me like that. And of course, it's Friday night, so, I got my favorite, schnackola.
Mike and Ike.
Uh-huh.
So, tuning out. You guys in the chat room didn't know I was tuning out. Oh, I almost forgot somebody, and I would never mean to. Uncle Kyle, how the hell are you? I hope things are well.
Peace, young brother.
Hey, Unc.
Well, it seems like it's been about a month.
I know. Anywho, since I hear a hospital in New York City.
Oh, the doctor that went crazy?
I haven't heard.
Shot
Did?
himself. Shot one or what did he do? Shoot 2 or 3 or something like that. I don't know. But they haven't given his name or anything, so you don't know anything about him yet. But they're saying it wasn't a terrorist attack, and I said, well, what's his name?
So, I don't know. It's.
I bet you it wasn't a Smith or a Jones.
Wow.
I don't know. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I think it was 5 shot. Really?
Yeah, X
I just think still it just gives credence in fucking ammo, no pun intended, to the people who don't want to see guns in the world at all.
Yeah.
You know, it just gives them the backing they need. And
well, but
know.
everybody knows anything can be used as a weapon. It's just that the gun is a lot handier, and you don't have to get as close.
That sucks.
I think it's here in the Dallas area. They've had, I want to say, three shootings, road rage shootings in the last month or two.
Really?
The way they're talking, it's the same vehicle, and they got a picture of it yesterday or whatever. And I think they said it's a BMW. So I mean, it's not like it's a.
HRM says he was on a chat earlier, and a hacker got on the live feed saying, "Shut down and terminate the channel while playing a porn movie." Huh? Whose channel? HRM. Live feed for my chat? No, because I wasn't on earlier.
Oh, he did it too.
Oh, he did it? Oh. It's a shame that he has nothing better to do. So yeah, it's been a week though.
Well,
That's coming to an end. Now the humidity's back.
Yep,
Yeah.
here too.
Boy, is it ever.
Definitely.
It's been dry a lot for a couple of days. It's been nice, but Mr. J. Greg Campbell, how the hell are you doing? But yeah, it's just crazy week, crazy everything. Apparently crazy because the doctor went crazy. So
yeah, when I was out of town this last week, I had a new experience. You know, I'm on a CPAP machine, so whenever I go into a hotel room or whatever, I usually use one of the drawers, pull it out, and set my machine down in it. You know.
Yep.
And usually that's where the telephone book is and the Bible and all that. Well, guess what? This room didn't have a Bible. It had a Quran in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
It happens.
That was the first for me.
If you think about it, right? Not that I want to go up on a religious thing.
Yeah, there's, I guess, more Muslims and whatever, but you know, this is.
You are what you are. I have no problem with what, you know, if you are of a Christian nature and you have whatever, knock yourself out. I am not here to tell anybody that they can't be whatever they want to be. And I'm not here to make fun of you either. I will tell you this, though. And it's true. Those that know the Bible or can reference it or, you know, been there, done that type of thing. Mary's name is mentioned more in the Quran than it is in the Bible. Go figure.
Wouldn't know that. I've never even turned a page of the Quran.
No.
Go figure.
Take a gander at it. But I did. What surprised me though, you know, they had the breakfast in the morning or whatever, and they had sausage and they had bacon. Now hold it. What's going on here? if they got sausage and bacon,
Kind of hypocritical, huh?
yeah.
But you know what?
Somebody else put that in there.
Yeah, that could be. But like I said, the Bible, there was no Bible there. There was just that. And oh yeah, you know, talking to Greg and the rest of them that out there, what did I do? Well, I thought of so many things to do, like getting a piece of that sausage and taking it back in there, and or some of the bacon and layering it in between the book pages and stuff. But I didn't. I couldn't be that vindictive. But like I said, I don't think I'll be staying there anymore.
Right.
Just for that reason, because I just don't see it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually think that stuff is good enough.
Yeah. Jeff, how the hell are you? Good to see you. No, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and you know, usually you're right. I mean, I ever since I was old enough to remember, you know, you go to a hotel room, motel, didn't really matter. Could have been Motel 6, could have been, didn't really matter. And bloop, there's the Bible.
Yeah, well, I know it's under a different owner because I've been there before, and even 10, 15 years ago when I was still over the road, you know, delivering the trucks. I had stayed there a few different times. So all he said, it's just a new owner and all that, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. You know, he probably just changed it. Hey, G Trapper, what's up?
Cool.
It is still weird though. You know, when you are used to something when you're used to something for as many, you know, all those years, and
I said it was a shock.
What's that?
Yeah.
I said it was a shock.
Yeah.
It just made me go through all the other drawers to see if I could find the Bible.
Any chance, I don't read lines sideways and backwards. Any chance we got something with letters on it?
Right.
But oh, it's everything's changing. From that to everything's just changing.
That was a heck of a job out there too. The guys had to clean out the conveyor belts in a tunnel where they make the sheetrock, and you would not believe how much fiberglass is in that sheetrock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the fire resistant stuff.
Yeah. What I was sucking into the truck and everything, when I'd go to dump it, I mean, it was like cotton candy.
Wow.
Just a fine dust, but it clumped up and everything, and it looked like cotton candy. But wind hit that and blow it all over you. Ooh, dog, you talk about it itching fits through the night.
For whatever reason.
What?
I mean, I'm sure it bothered me when I'm inhaling it because I never wore a mask. But all the years I did construction and insulated people's homes and stuff, because it wasn't blown insulation. Everybody would ask, how come you don't have gloves on? How come you don't have sleeves on? You know, that shit's going to bother you. It's going to... It never did. Which is totally amazing.
Yeah, well, I learned a long time ago that when you're working with insulation, you get a pair of like knee-high hose or the pantyhose or whatever, and that hose takes off that insulation off your... But
No.
when you're sweating as bad as I was, you get the dust and it
Right.
starts down into your eyes. And
Once you do that, that's just an irritant waiting to happen right there.
Okay.
You know.
A lot of guys that I've seen do drywall or insulation, they coat their arms and stuff with baby powder.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Rich.
There was a Richie, what's up? All right, no problem, bro. Not an issue. There was a picture going on Facebook, and it's like 5 or 6 iron workers. They're up on this beam, and they got their picture taken. And obviously somebody's above them taking it, so somebody's that much higher. And the thing on Facebook said, would you do it? So I put, if the money's right. You know, and it was like, oh, not me, not me. I wouldn't. I'm like, you'd have to pay me some cash to get up there. But I'd get up there. Kid I know is an iron worker. He's like, Mike, it's all safety of house, safety this, safety that. He goes.
Well, I worked on the edge of some skyscrapers back in the, when was that, in the 70s when I was a roofer. You know, I put on some of the roofs in the downtown Dallas skyscrapers. Worked right up on the very edge.
Wow.
Didn't bother you all that much.
Yeah, you go up that high, and that's just too high for me. But I mean, like I said, if the cash was right, you know, it's like people used to yell at me because when I was doing construction, and we'd be doing, you know, siding house or whatever, jacks, you know. And we take the pump stack, the you know, we're done with the job or whatever, and we're taking the plank and everything and take care of that. I'd ride the, you know, I'd pump down the thing right down on the ground and jump off, or I'd slide down the friggin', you know. People thought I was like not all put together, and I'm really not even a height guy either. It's not so much that I'm not a height guy. It's more of if I don't have control of like if I have to go from a roof to a ladder, you know, 20 feet in the air. Yeah, the legs are shaking, and you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. Because. But like when I was a kid, I climbed a friggin' tree 100 feet in the air. Never bothered me. Oh. I don't know. I'm just kind of weird like that. It's just kind of weird like that. But God bless all those people that can do that bullshit, because I don't even know if I would want to do that 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Oof. You know.
No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I had a job offer one time for painting the Mississippi River Bridge in New Orleans, and they paid, your pay scale went by how high off the ground or the water you were. So when you started at the bottom, you made like $15 an hour. By the time you got up to the peak, you were making 25 or $30 an hour. And then they dropped your scale back down as you went down the other side.
Wow.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I turned it down.
You know, my best job, you know, my job I love the best. I was a mason's tender. God, I love that job in the winter. You know what your job is today? No, it's like fucking 0 degrees. I'm like, what can I do? What's my job today? Your job today is, as of right now, you need to light a fire. You need to keep that sand nice and loose. Do not let it freeze. You hear me? Don't let it clump. Da da da. Yep, no problem. Is that your job? Don't let me tell you the fire's going out. Don't let me tell you. I said, you had no problem with that, my friend. In about an hour, my coat was off. I'm in a thermal shirt, long sleeve, but still just a thermal shirt. Like, hat's off, gloves are off. They're all over there. Fucking,
Yeah, when I was roofing, I wasn't a shingler or anything. We used the hot tar and the coal tar products.
Oh boy, there's a job for you.
I've never nailed a shingle, but I've sure slapped a lot of tar.
Love that mop, right?
Well,
and you'd think that, that was hard work. Don't get me wrong. Everybody told me I couldn't do it. I was too big and everything else, but I did it for, 3 or 4 years, whatever it was. Matter of fact, that was when I first got into driving. They needed somebody to start driving the material to the locations. So that was when I first really got into delivery and stuff. But one job that I did for what I think it was 2 days is all I lasted, with a bricklayer carrying the bricks, up to where he needed them.
Right.
Oh yeah, you gotta carry the mold. You
tore me up.
Oh yeah. Well, shingles are no prize either. Doing roofing, what's a bundle of shingles? I think it's 75 pounds, 80 pounds, 70 pounds, some bullshit like that.
Yeah, that's the old 3-tab shingles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get heavier as you go.
Now they cheat today, the bastards. They get out and rent themselves a fucking wall, and I'm like, God, that's just cheating. Fuck. I remember being on a roof, probably like I don't know. It might have been a 12 pitch. I don't know. But cool beans.
Well, when you're afraid to hit yourself in the face with a hammer when you're nailing, that's probably about a 12-12.
We didn't have, we should have, but we didn't. We didn't have we didn't have any planks out, and we probably should have. Anyways, we're stripping the roof, and we're going down for break. And again, I'm really not all that much of a height guy. But so the guy I'm working for, Joe, he says, Mikey, and that way there, by the time you get to the ground, it'll be break time. I said, all right. As soon as for whatever reason, I sat on my ass. Don't ask me why. I just did. And when I did, on a couple of loose shingles, it was like a sled going down the hill in the winter. I can see myself coming off the edge. We're 20, 25 feet up. I'm dead. I'm dead. The next thing I know, breathe. And I couldn't breathe because Joe came right behind me. Except he was smart enough to take the claw of his hammer and just go, whoop! This house was so old, it had wooden gutters. Well, one wooden gutter, you know what I mean? And I brought that right off. My feet hit that, and it came right off the house. And then he says, Mike, get on the ladder, get on the ladder. I'm like, now, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You want me to get on the ladder? You want me to get on that ladder? He says, yeah. He says, have somebody throw me up 3 Budweisers. 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm shooting 3 Budweisers. So I can get on a ladder. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. I fell through an old skylight too.
Hey, Cobra.
Where did he slide in? I didn't see him.
Where is it?
The Cobra.
I just slithered in right now.
Oh, there. I was looking on you on the outside.
Hey. What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Good evening.
Not a whole lot.
What's happening? How you doing?
Better than I deserve.
But it's crazy. Yeah, heights. I don't know. I don't. But like, I've jumped off fucking 15-foot towers into water. Never had a problem. I mean, I know it's weird, but yeah, absolutely PG. A moment never forgotten. It never. Sliding to my death.
Right.
I really did. And
well, that's why a roofer always carries a straight claw hammer.
yeah. Well, you know, it's a friend of ours. He didn't work with us. You know, he had his own thing going. But was off a ranch, 10 feet in the air, 6 months in the hospital.
Yeah.
Broke his back. He broke ribs. 10 feet. He didn't land on concrete. 10 feet the guy fell.
Yeah.
10 feet to the edge of the roof, which he was at. He was, what, 6 foot? So his head was at 6 feet, you know, but 16 feet. But you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it depends on how out of shape you are when you hit the ground.
Well, I tell you, I actually bounced when I fell off the roof.
Yikes.
Thanks to my wife. This when we first moved down here to Dallas, and back, you know, in the old days when you had the antennas on the roof and you had to go up and, you know, adjust them. And this house had a couple of guide wires on it. It was, you know, just a small house. The roof was maybe 10 foot up. But I'd say, well, how is it now? And she'd be at the back door or whatever, and say, no, turn it this way or that way. And then I'd say, how is it? Well, she'd be over at the front door, you know. And she'd never come to the same door twice. Pissed me off. One time, I got pissed off, and when I said, how is it now? And she's, you know, I couldn't hear her. I went up over the crest of the damn roof, and there's one of the guide wires holding the antenna, tripped on that son of a bitch, and there's no stopping, you know, going down.
Wow.
Yep.
It was just a grass yard, but I mean, I thumped, and I know I bounced probably about a foot, and then knocked the wind out of me and stuff, but I was okay. But,
Jeff, if that was when you were up here in my neck of the woods, I remember that. It was the same person. So Jeff wrote, he was in rehab with a roofer. He got done, stood up in his head. He got up, stood up, hit his head on the electrical wire, the ground, and revived himself when he hit the ground, but he was paralyzed from the neck down. I think I remember hearing that. I'm almost positive I remember hearing that. Bothered me was this family lost power. It was raining. It was up here too, up in Mass. It was raining, and you know, we got people in low-lying areas got flooded, and anyway, this kid went down. They lost power or blew a fuse. This is back in the day when you had fuses. Remember the old throwing fuses?
Oh, yeah.
I still got them.
Mom and Dad do too.
Oh, they? So, goes screwing a couple of fuses. And his basement's covered in water. old. And his mother and his sister or somebody came down. Yeah, I remember that, Jeff. His mother and his sister came down. And I guess he's trying to tell them to go away. He's like, you know, as much as he could, you know, and not to come to him. And he wound up saving their life. You know. But he wound up saving his mother and his sister's life because they were going to help him. Two things I think I said this on the chat before, but two things that I do not screw with in order: electricity and gas. I just don't do it.
Right.
And it pisses me off because, like, my dad will see, you know, we'll put a gas line in or whatever. And they'll look at me, let me see a cigarette lighter. I says, for what? He goes, I want to make sure there's no leaks.
Yeah.
I said, whatever happened to fucking soap? You know?
Right.
Yeah, my
Oh,
dad
no, it's
lit
all
up
right.
the
It's not
baseboard
gonna,
light.
it's
Give
not
me
gonna
give me
blow
a
up,
lighter.
Mikey.
As long as it's got pressure,
That's all he kept telling me.
you're fine.
Well, no, he'd shut it. He'd do it like a shut up, you know. And I'm like, Dad, I don't care. But, you know, here I am smoking a butt while I'm pumping gas. So,
Do you talk on your cell phone while you pump gas?
you know what I mean?
Huh? No.
I don't, but
No.
not well, because I just never take my phone usually with me anywhere. But
Or you're filling up with diesel. It's not going to catch fire.
well, but I mean my pickup trucks and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
These won't catch.
Got to use your lighter to see how full the tank is.
Yep.
Right?
Drop a match down in there, see how full it is.
Under
I
my
seen
car.
that on YouTube.
I couldn't see one time. I didn't have a drop light or nothing. I got my lighter out and I'm looking. I just see bluff, you know. Oops. That wasn't too smart. You know.
Did you have pretty good insurance on your vehicle?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if you could explain that. It's like, how'd your vehicle catch on fire? Well, I was checking to see how much fuel I had in the tank. You know, my gauge is broken.
Yeah.
You know, and the match fell down in there. I don't know what happened.
Well, they get enough videos of those.
Oh yeah, yeah. Crazy.
Wrong box.
It is crazy. The things that I think about that I did back then and what I won't do now is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And back then I never had a thought of anything, you know, that was negative about it. You know, like I never thought I'm going to blow up. I never thought none of that. Yeah. I just didn't do it.
I guess the real question, Mikey, is how much was gas back then?
How much was what?
Gas. A gallon of gas.
Back then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably $1 a gallon, $1.05 a gallon.
Oh, geez. I remember 99 cents a gallon.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think when I was in high school, I think it was 75 cents a gallon. I think something like that.
Yeah. When I was in high school, it was around 90, high 90s cents a gallon.
You guys are young.
I'm a 50 driver.
Driver remembers 50
2 gallons for a buck.
Well, when they used to actually have gas wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Driver probably remembers
like 35, 37 cents, and I'd seen it get down to 25 cents during a gas war.
That's crazy. Yeah. Now they try to spread their new gas stations out. They don't want to be across the street from each other. They don't want no gas wars. It'll be a block down the street.
What's funny? One day, it's been probably 6-7 years ago. Anyway, no, it's longer than that. But anyway, there was a radio station that I wasn't even listening to or anything else, but I needed to get some fuel, and I pulled into this one gas station, and I saw the van there with the radio station, but I see those all the time, like they're doing a remote or something,
Right.
And I get in there, I start filling up my tank and everything, and I'm going to stop it at like at $5-10. And the guy comes over and he says, well, how much you getting? And I said, well, I'm just going to get, and he said, no, fill it all the way up. We're paying. I said, what? He said, oh, yeah, the radio station just announced that for the next 10, 15 minutes, everybody that comes in gets free gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me load both my tanks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard those a few times myself. They still do them, but it's not too frequent in my current town. I never can get there, or I never in the right spot.
I remember when I was in high school and I had the 78 Pinto.
Nice.
And I swear to God.
Did it have a sunroof?
Only one thing.
I swear to God, it was $5 to fill that fucking tank.
You know what?
Pregnant roller skate.
Yeah, and you didn't want to keep it too full either,
Right.
Yeah.
You got to give a little crush room for the rear impact.
Right.
Uh-oh. All right, plugged in. Hang on, guys.
Uh-oh. Battery swap time.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently my battery's running low on the computer. That sucks.
Mm-mm.
Didn't suck half as much as taking a fall this week.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
I fell off the dock.
Damn.
From the truck. I'm on the dock, and then thankfully it was a dock high truck. And there's like this much space between the truck and the dock. So I squeezed out of it, and I went to put my left foot down on the ladder of the truck. Didn't work out too well. And I went down and I landed. They had wooden pallets against the building. And that's what I fell against.
Nice. Wooden pallets full of nails.
Yeah, that was Monday. So I'm like, wow, great. Starting the week off with a friggin' boom.
Dang. How's it doing now?
Yeah, that sucked.
You doing better? You doing better now? It's Friday.
I was sore, but
you probably got to work tomorrow, don't you?
Hell no.
Oh, nice.
Hey, stranger.
I worked enough this week. I ain't working Saturday or Sunday. You know what I mean?
Who here is working on the 4th of July? Anybody?
Anybody here a police officer, cop, or a fireman?
I haven't gotten a
doctor.
phone call yet, so I don't know.
No, but Monday's going to suck.
Well,
They're doing the fireworks here tomorrow night.
Yeah,
we did ours last night.
That's what a lot of places do on the weekend. I
Yeah,
like it on the
going away.
4th. I like it on the 4th, but it's not as fun a holiday when it's like
when you
in
do
the
it
middle
on a
of the week.
Saturday, right? Yep.
Yeah.
I like it when it's on the 4th. To me, it's like because there's a meaning and everything behind it.
So should I go ahead and put my flags out then too, rather than waiting for the 4th?
Fly them all year.
Yeah.
Well, not my dozen.
Oh, your dozen? Oh, okay.
And hook them on my truck and all that kind of stuff. When it's a holiday or Flag Day, I go all out.
Heck yeah. Did you do a vid on that?
Nah, I don't think I have. I've gotten pictures of them, but
Should do a vid on it. It'd be nice. When was your last vid, driver? Have I missed any?
no, I haven't done one before. It's probably been 6 months.
It's hard to keep up. I mean, it's hard for me to keep up with Stalker Steve. He just cranks them out.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, for like a week, and then you won't see one for 2 months.
It's like, did we just lose Mikey?
Oh.
And how long will this chat keep going without him? Is he back?
He's back.
Ka-chow.
What's this button do?
Yeah, right.
Look, that's the power button.
You gotta love being kicked out your own chat.
Oh yeah, we were about to have a party, but you came back.
I was about to start swearing like a state trooper.
Ow.
Well.
Okay, I didn't know they swore that much.
Oh, state troopers.
Yeah, what do they say?
They're worse than truck drivers.
Driver, is that true?
What's that?
Well, driver, they swear more than us, or what?
Who do?
The state troopers.
Well, they can be just as bad, that's for sure.
Damn skippy.
Do they swear at you and then spit some chew tobacco out? Do they have mustaches?
Certain ones I've seen definitely had a jaw full.
Oh yeah. I had a fucking Georgia State Trooper make me write my own fucking ticket one time.
Hey,
Oh damn!
fucking stump us.
Yeah.
I've been here.
Did you?
Been here, you fucking dick.
Why don't you say hello, you fucking asshole?
Hey, Stump.
Because
Since you had to
everybody's
write,
running their fucking mouth. That's
Yeah.
why I was trying to be nice and wait my turn. I apologize for interrupting you there, Cobra.
no,
What's
I
that
was gonna ask you, Stump. Since you had to write your own ticket, did you go ahead and make it a warning?
Fuck
Because I
no,
would have.
man.
I'd have been like, let me cross that out. This is a warning. Well, I'm really hard on myself today.
Nah, dude. I think I was like 19 or 20.
Oh yeah.
Chap scared to fucking death. Thought I was going to jail again already. Like shit.
Dang.
Well,
Did you ever have one of my stays? We actually had the sheriff come down, open up the cell. Said, I just figure I'll leave this open tonight. If you guys want to leave, you can leave anytime through the night.
Oh. Well,
No,
you lived in Mayberry or what?
No, this is a little tiny bohunk town in Missouri that we were riding through, and we got pulled over and bikes stripped down and everything else. They thought that we were smuggling, and
Yeah.
but like I said, took us to jail and everything else. But in the morning, every one of us was still there.
What? Were they going to serve you breakfast or what? They show back up. It's like, you all are still here. Why?
Well,
we're waiting for breakfast.
well,
Well,
on a Harley,
you
you
wouldn't
hit
have
a
seen,
40,
you should
you're
have
on a
seen
drug.
these rednecks when you're a biker. And then,
No.
that's a ploy.
You're
Right.
damn right.
Shot while trying to escape.
Yep.
Mm. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
the whole thought that, all bikers, especially 1%ers, are totally fearless. Crock of shit. None of us like going to jail. None of us like getting shot at.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and you would have seen the judge. He wore the same. I saw him 2 days in a row, and he was wearing the same torn shirt. Grungy as could be. There's just no. You didn't want to mess around down there. It's like one time when we got. It was my fault. My clutch was going out, so we decided we'd turn around and head back before we got too far out. And so we crossed the median. There were about a dozen of us, and started heading back, and come back over this ridge, and here's a cop already over there flagging us over and everything. So, well, he knew that there wasn't an exit up that way for a long way, and saw us go over the ridge, and then all of a sudden we're coming back on this side of the ridge, so he knew that we had crossed the median.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
And so then there was, like I said, about a dozen of us and just one guy, and then all of a sudden, guys in pickup trucks and everything else started pulling up and sitting in the back with big sticks, and he said, that's just to keep y'all in line. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sandy says she can't get real fireworks in North Carolina. Well, welcome to Massachusetts, because all I've seen for the last friggin' week are the digital signs on the highway saying fireworks are illegal, possible jail time and or a fine.
Are you shitting me?
Jesus Christ.
What about sparklers?
Yeah, we can't have fireworks, eh?
What about sparklers?
But yeah, sparklers, yeah, but I go to New Hampshire.
Party.
I know,
Sparkle
right?
party.
fucking a mile, two miles up the street and get all the fireworks I want. But
do you have to shoot them over there too, or can you bring them back?
I mean,
technically,
I don't do fireworks around here. I do them up north because it's more room, and the shit that I buy, you know, I really don't want to be shaking people's windows and shit. You know.
Hey,
Right.
Phil.
All right, Billy, long and tiring. How you doing, Phil?
Speaking of shaking people's windows, the night of the 4th itself, one of the pyrotechnic crews that we have, they're actually going to put on a show. They said they're going to end it by their so-called grand finale. It's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 pounds of ammo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
This is a really talented crew too, man. They just blasted a rock scene for us.
Nice.
About 16, maybe 18 foot from the side of a building. They didn't even bother to tape the windows and shit.
Damn.
Never.
Nice.
The store owner said the damn dust didn't even get disturbed, but they blew that whole seam, no problem.
That's someone that takes pride in their work.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of the blast crews, you know, they just bore a hole, fill it full of info or something like that, and then plug it, put a cap. No, these guys use a lot of shape charges and stuff like that. They really specialize in what they do.
Nice.
That's what my kid, when I was growing up, there was a kid went to the Army Reserves, Navy, Marine Reserve, one or the other.
Huh?
And he came back, and I go, "What's that?" He goes, "I got a couple of these. You don't want to know." I said, "No, what are they?" Dude, it looked like, you know, the Old Spice, not the old Spice shaving aftershave, but like the deodorant, you know, it was like this big around and like this tall. And I go, "What are the points sticking out of it?" He goes, "Because I was like 15 or 14 or something." He goes, "Oh," he says, "you set it off with a battery." I go, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." Took one of them some bitches up to New Hampshire. I put that thing down. I got some wire. Dude, I thought it blew up the fucking, because we have these gravel dikes around the pool of water, you know? And I'm like, holy Hannah. Of course, we're down in the valley, so it echoed for about a half an hour. Gerald B., how the hell are you? Great to see you.
Those simulators like you're talking about.
Yeah, those things are dangerous.
Yeah, I think they're something like a half pound or quarter pound of compressed black powder. I mean, they go off with a concussion.
Yep.
We used to do that and I was in.
Weren't the old M80s? Weren't those a quarter stick?
Yeah,
no, there's
The old ones.
Yeah.
yeah, the old ones. Now there's M80s and there's quarter sticks.
We
You know
can't
what I mean?
get an M80 or a cherry bomb anymore.
I can get M80s.
And I used to love to get, I mean, the real cherry bombs, not the smokers or anything, but the cherry bombs.
Oh, the old,
Yeah.
the old cherry bombs. Those are cool.
And get a wrist rocket. Man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Aerials.
There you go.
Oh,
We had
Well,
when I was probably, I don't know, 16 or so. I remember 17, something like that. We had Roman candle fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right on.
They don't
And,
look like they're going that fast when they're going towards somebody, but when you're on the receiving end, those son of bitches are moving.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Not only are they moving, but when you're firing one and you're dumb enough to go like this and hold it in front of you like that, so you can, you know, it's spraying out the back, dude. I had a shirt on at the time. Nothing but holes. It was just shit. You know, I get up in the morning, I got all these red dots all over my chest and my stomach. get out on the beach, and my mother looks to me, and she's like, Ash. I go, yeah, that's it. Yep, I do. You know,
Sounds like a Siamese in heat.
Fuck yeah. Damn, boy.
You want to really make her scream, push right there behind the tail, or up there in front of the tail about an inch or two. She really like that.
No, thank you, dude.
Driver getting dirty.
I was fixing to say I don't care to do that, but if you want to come finger the cat, man, I'll let you.
No, I didn't say under the tail. I said on top of the tail.
What's your squat?
Groovy says that with a silly grin, like he's guilty here. What the fuck, man?
No, I've seen idiots.
hey, knife checks. How the hell are you, brother? Just
Damn
like
right.
I can probably name them off the top of my head, but I won't go through them right now.
Hell,
It's
I
no
may be
big
one
deal,
of them.
bro.
I don't know.
You can't make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? But how you been? It's good to see you. Hope things are well.
Yep. And for anybody that's been living under a rock for the last dozen years or so, don't know Knife Techs, go check him out, man. Super cool dude right there.
Gerald B, what day you leaving? What are they racing? The 16th, Gerald? Gerald B's coming down to my neck of the woods. Well, it's not my neck of the woods because it's like an hour and a half away from me. But it's a lot closer than.
I'm actually very glad. I'm very glad you said that little phrase, Mikey, because you ain't gonna believe this shit.
I'm not gonna what?
You're not gonna believe this shit. Cross paths with a guy today at work. It's kind of rainy, so we weren't doing any of the major stuff, so I had to go on a little residential call delivering some rock, right? I pull up at this motherfucker's house, and he starts talking when I get out of the truck, and I start, just laughing to myself. And next thing I know, I'm actually laughing out loud. He looks at me, he says, what's so funny? I said, you're probably not going to understand this, but I've got a buddy of mine. And I swear to God, you sound just like him. He said, really? Well, he didn't use his R at all. I said, yeah, I got a buddy of mine up in Mass, Mike DeLucia. He says, well, I don't know any Mike DeLucia, but what part of Mass? So I told him the town. This motherfucker had just moved here 6 months ago from the same town your ass is sitting in right now.
No way.
Yeah.
And what was his name?
Good luck with that. Oh.
Shit, you would ask.
Mm.
You knew that one was coming.
Yeah, something.
Why can't I hear anybody? Wow, that's funny.
Your town, man, fucking Drakert, Mass. Dude had been here 6 months from Drakert, fucking Massachusetts. That tripped me the fuck out.
And there's only one Drakert in the whole fucking. You won't find. You know how you can find Reading, Pennsylvania, Reading, Mass, and all that. Springfields are everywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You will not find another Drakert. It's only one. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, they probably accidentally spelled the male duck name wrong. So they
named after some jackass Englishman and da back in the day. It's not too old of a town, but it's not. I mean, it's not too young either. But created in 1701, so. But that's fucking funny.
That's crazy.
It's a fucking small world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just totally tripped me out. I mean, he got a good laugh out of it when he found out why I was laughing and all. I told him, we fuck with you about not using your R's and shit. And he said that's the biggest thing everybody talked to him about. Don't even start. But he said that was funny. Anyway, he said that was the biggest thing people fucked with him about since he moved down here. The fact he doesn't use his damn R's either puts him in the wrong place.
Yes, Jeff. I live in Drake. Where the hell's Gino's, Jeff?
But yeah, I can tell you, like I told him, I've only met 2 people from Drakert so far. They're both pretty cool motherfuckers.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So is he young? Well, I wouldn't. So.
No, he was in the neighborhood of 50, 52, something like that.
Right on, Joe B.
He's a really cool dude. Apparently for them, seeing us show up with that damn load of rock was a highlight of their week or some shit, because they were out there with damn little steel cameras and shit like that. I told him I was getting ready to leave. I said, yeah, your wife's got me feeling like I'm, getting ready to go to court or some shit. He looked at me and I said, well, damn, man, she's burnt like 5 rolls of film on me in my truck. I feel like I'm going to court. He just laughed like hell.
Knife Check says, I ate a Cheeto I found in a Buick once back in '83.
Damn it, boy.
Yeah, that is a small world. It's well, I'll tell you what. Today I must have seen, I don't know, 10 different, 11, 12 different fucking states license plates.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
And that don't count. I'm not counting New Hampshire, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont. I don't count those. New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio. That's a ride.
Damn.
Florida. Weird looking one was that? Yeah, that was the Ohio one. It was like light blue with a. That was a weird looking one. Yeah. 361 Tingsboro Road. No, I don't go that side of town, brother. Jeff, I live over in like the center of town, like Greenmont School. I go to like the high school, the old mill. And that's about it. My buddy lives over in East Drake, but
Mikey, do you have a railroad track that runs through there?
B&M Boston, Maine does. It doesn't run through my town, it runs through Lowell.
Oh, okay. Seem like I don't know if this is true, but every place I've lived where a train runs through the town, the south side of town is always the bad side of town, like the rundown part. I don't know why. If it's just because the town grew from south up, but multiple towns now, it's like that. It's like, you going south of the tracks, better be packing.
That's interesting.
Philly, I was at work 54 hours this week. I don't. That fucking place for a few days.
Mike, did you turn in your injury for a workman's comp or no?
I should, right?
Yeah. Gotta do it. Well, you went back to work, so I don't think you're gonna get anything.
Tell them you have aftershocks from it. You can't.
Jeff, my favorite breakfast joint in Drake is Shaw's.
Mikey, do you guys have breakfast burritos up there?
I had 2 breakfast burritos this morning.
What's in them?
With the piccata sauce.
The what?
Huh?
Conti.
What is it?
What? Somebody get a rope.
Yeah,
some shit.
What? Were they frozen out of a package or what?
I don't know. I got them at McDonald's.
Oh.
God damn.
Bad.
Damn, they got McDonald's way up there?
McDonald's.
Hey, we got
He's a brave
McDonald's. We got
motherfucker
fucking
to eat
Sonic.
it laxative.
Yeah,
We got Sonic up here.
Sonic, huh?
Mm.
Sonic.
Yep.
Is it a drive up, like old school style where you drive up with the
Yeah.
car and you roll your window down?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you have an indoor sitting area?
No, we have an outdoor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our Sonics here the Sonic here has both. It's mainly the outdoor, but
Oh, does it?
they actually have a little indoor area, which is kind of trips me out because all the ones around in Texas, it's all outdoor probably because the weather is better all year long. So,
Well, a lot of them now though are starting to put them inside of a filling station. So
Sonic, oh wow,
yeah, so they've got some seating
All
area inside there.
huh.
I will, Jeff. I'll tell him. I used to go to Shaw. I usually go to Shaw Farm, but no, I'll go over there.
Mikey, since we're talking about food, I have me some more seafood. I don't know what you got going on, but you keep making me get this seafood. Every freaking weekend.
Telling
Yeah.
you gotta come out here.
I know, yeah. Being someone that's not from around the ocean, I never really eat that much seafood, but I got some steak and shrimp from Texas Roadhouse here. And that was some of the best shrimp. I didn't think I'd like it. I was like, I'm gonna try it. It was grilled, and I was kind of like, man, I don't know.
Grilled shrimp. Awesome.
Yeah,
grilled is
whatever they did, the seasoning and how it was grilled, I was like, wow, I didn't think I'd be able to eat this. This is like the best shrimp I've ever had.
Yeah, it gets that smoky taste to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really good. I like my lobster on a grill too. I've had grilled lobster; it's came out good. But no, that shit's good like that.
And of course, the steak was good because the beef is pretty fresh around here.
Yeah.
You gotta do a surf and turf.
All the restaurants
do surf and turf.
back.
Yeah, they just go out back and whack the horns off a cow and wipe its butt and bring it on in on the plate.
Right.
And that's the thing too, man. In your neck of the woods, that's one of the few places I've been where you can actually get an extra rare steak, and they know what the hell they're doing. They actually can help still move.
Yeah.
The best shrimps are at the Korean whorehouse.
Nice Tex. Nice Tex.
All right, Sandy, I got to say something. So block your ears, Sandy. All right.
Uh-oh.
All right. Good night, Sandy. Actually, that's kind of
Good night, Sandy.
happy 4th, sweetheart. Enjoy, huh?
Good night, Miss Sandy.
Oh, really,
night.
Jeff? Gerald B says he keeps buffering. It might be me. So,
Jeff says Texas Roadhouse isn't fresh shrimp, but I don't know. It was good. That's all I know.
If it's fresh, if it's flash frozen, you can't get any fresher shrimp. I mean, they freeze that shit as soon as it comes off the boat. Some of them freeze it on the boat.
Mm.
So they say most frozen shrimp, if it's flash, that real hard froze,
Uh-huh.
it's actually fresher than the fresh shrimp sitting right beside it.
Dang. Yeah, take that, Jeff.
So there.
Yeah.
the only problem
Ba-da-ba-dow.
with me, and shrimp is that I don't stop eating it,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, too much.
I don't stop eating it.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
yeah.
It's only a problem until your tummy hurts the next day. Like, oh,
Or
man.
3.
Next day, I ain't
Three.
got for a fucking week.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
That's kind of like when you go to a crab leg buffet. You just keep eating them and eating them and eating them. And
Yeah.
next,
Until they come out, you big boy. You go home now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn right.
You go
No more
back.
crab leg.
I go to this place. Jeff might know where it is. It's called Yankee Lobster
Ah.
in Boston, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Revitalize this area. That's one of these customs we go to. They revamped this building and everything, and anywho, to keep in theme, because it's on the water, of course, right? To keep in theme, the containers and stuff like that, and in the shipping containers they put portholes and all that, just to, whatever. Anywho, they put this Yankee Lobster in one of these things, right? I go to our customer, and usually I call them because they're on like the 8th floor or whatever. Well, I don't know what the hell. Anyways, I call them first, then I call them because I know it usually takes them 15 minutes to come down. And so I ordered a couple of lobster. I forget what they're called, but they're only on this big brown or whatever, and it's full of lobster. And I don't like the fries. The girl gives me a third sandwich for fucking nothing. Oh, I'm telling you, you got to come to the East Coast and eat lobster.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Get on the plane, brother. It's worth the $400 or $500 to get there.
What'd you come here for? I came here to eat lunch. That's it. Then I'm going back.
Hey, I met a guy in the airport. He was going to Chicago for a cup of coffee with an old friend. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
there are people that have a lot of money, and sometimes they can do things like that. And then there's me.
Right?
Well, I know the old lady now. We done right at 600 miles one way, just eating lunch one day and turn around and come home.
Yay.
It's like when I eat steamers, after so many, I get lazy. And I don't peel the little piece of skin off the neck, Just, fuck it. And I eat the fucking...
the bubble gum.
But, maybe tomorrow. I don't want to wait. I'm taking my wife out for her 50th birthday, so I know I'll be having a ton of them then, so... No, fuck the Maine lobsters. What the fuck is wrong with you, Philly?
Yeah. Maine lobsters.
I'm gonna ship them fucking Maine lobsters from Massachusetts. You know how much money that'll cost me?
Oh yeah, you shipping lobsters out now? What's going on?
Phil wants me to ship you guys lobsters.
What you
I'm
say?
game.
I agree. You can bundle it up with my knife.
I've been saying for a long time, Phil's a good dude, full of good ideas. You should really listen to him, mate.
He's a great dude with great ideas. Yeah.
Great
idea. Yeah. Yeah. You know why? Because it ain't his money.
Oh, he's a damn guitar playing fool too. For anybody that don't know.
Nice.
Who, Phil?
Yes, I worked at FedEx tonight, Philly. I worked about 17 hours at FedEx this week, 14 hours at our place. So yeah, it's been a long week.
So 14 hours and
I
plus 17
and I get
hours.
cranky. I get cranky when I get tired.
Damn, you must have been fucking born exhausted then.
Yeah.
I was at FedEx cursing everybody, and oh yeah, then I got yelled at. Boss, she yelled at me. Doc boss, she yelled at me.
Nice.
If you weren't out having a cigarette, I can close that door. I says, all you had to do is take the pills off my fucking lift. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I said, I'm not going to argue with you. She says, why not? I said, I just want to argue because I like you too much. I ain't going to argue with you. I said, I want to have a cigarette. Shoot me. Yeah. You picked a bad time. Okay, I picked a bad time to go out and have a cigarette. Now what?
Mikey's always a sweet talker. Sweet talking his way out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I'm in a bad mood too, because look at my finger. It's raw as all hell.
Oh, wow.
And
What
I'm
was she
like,
doing
oh,
with that?
like, your finger is as raw as a friggin' horse twat on a Friday night?
Oh,
And she started laughing.
sweet talker.
Right on.
I haven't heard anything that dirty since, Stalker Steve sent me that text message one time.
You dog.
Damn it, boy.
That was before we broke up.
Oh, shit. Y'all broke up? Damn.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago. I
Damn.
thought we talked about that. Yeah,
Gerald B, let me see what I can do.
he's sniffing around other people's channels now.
Oh.
It's nice we can still get along, though.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a knife he's making me. I can't,
That's
we're
right.
keeping it friendly.
Keep it civil.
Yeah.
So you're going to play nice until you get your shit, and then the hell with him, huh?
We'll see how
I'll be
sharp
right back.
it is when we get it.
I need another two.
All right.
All right, Mikey.
All right, that's it. Put on the phone.
All right. Who's running this show now?
You are.
No. You don't want me to tank your show.
Well, I'm not volunteering to run shit, but I got 4 days now with nothing to do, so let's figure
Nice.
something out.
Well, I
This is
guess
a 4-day show. It's a marathon. You heard it right here.
we're going to see some videos then, since you're just hanging around the crib.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
What do you got on the hot plate?
Shit, he's already got them edited and crap saved. He just ain't posting them.
He's probably, he has a whole cache full of videos.
Yeah, I got done, about 7 or 8 in the last year. I just never bothered to fucking upload.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all
Those
the
are always
different places that sell ammo, who sells the least expensive home defense rounds, or defensive rounds, not hardball?
What caliber?
9.
Yeah.
I went through around 500. I got to replace them.
Dang. You had a shootout
Cobra.
at your house?
I went and
Cobra, help me out here. There's a company out there. Everything comes shipped to you. It's like in super duty damn Ziploc bags. It's all veteran owned and run. It's remanufactured ammo. I know that shit was cheap as hell, and it's good shit because I've burnt through a lot of it.
What I'm talking about, I'm wanting some good defensive rounds, like either some more of the DRTs or the RIP or the.
Oh wow! Were you gonna buy a whole bunch of rips? Yeah.
I need about 4 or 5 boxes of it. Yeah.
Oh wow!
4 or 5 boxes of that shit. You just as soon gonna buy you a new fucking Dodge truck, man.
That's
Yeah, or
$40 a
bazooka.
box. Yeah, $39.95 is the cheapest I found, but
Yeah.
I haven't made it to a gun show to see if I can pick it up cheaper.
No,
Yeah, I don't know online. I'd have to because ammo changes so much. What was it? Hold on, let me look. I'll find something. There was a site that gives you like the cheapest ammo prices currently. Let me look at that.
Good
I
night,
used to
Philip.
have that app
What app?
for the cheapest ammo around, That's when I was trying to find 22 anywhere.
Are you talking about Freedom Munitions Stump?
Yep, that's them.
Are you talking about Freedom Munition Stump?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I've gone through several thousand. I've gone through several thousand rounds from them, and I've never had a hiccup out of anything I got from them.
Yeah, I had some problems
Did you?
with my 9mm. Yeah, I did a vid on it. It was burst case, which happens with remanufactured ammo. But I'm just thinking, dang, how many times is this brass reloaded for me to have a burst case like that?
No shit.
Yeah. So, but
Wow.
I mean, that stash that I had that I was shooting up, it was a little older. But I mean, that's the risk you take because it was remanufactured. They also sell new stuff, so they press out new stuff as well. But
Okay.
you know,
Let me ask you a silly question. How come some people can put? Whoops, how's that better? How come some people can put, whether it's regular ammo or if it's, I call it Steve's ammo. No, if it's regular ammo or reloads, right? It doesn't really matter. How come some guys pick a gun? I don't give a shit. Just pick one gun, right? And you know, I shoot 100 rounds to the fucking thing, right? I got zero problem. Stevie puts 100 rounds of reloads in it, zero problem. Same gun, so it's got a problem 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not the person's issue or the ammo you're using. Obviously, that's a defect in the gun somewhere.
Well,
Sometimes I hear people shitting on manufacturers. Oh, that doesn't cycle through. That doesn't. And then I hear people say, "Oh, I've had an issue."
Well, I've got some picky pistols.
with that,
yeah.
It kind of depends on the
So,
firearm, you know.
is it the ammo? Is it the person? What is it?
It can be
Yeah, combo.
any number of variables, Mike. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure Cobra and Steve both know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, especially with some reloads, you can limp wrist a damn handgun, and you can cause all sort of feed issues and jams.
That's true.
You can, you can actually be a little too rigid, you know, with your grip, your stance, and actually cause reliability issues. The firearm itself needs to move some in order to cycle, and you know, light recoil stuff like those little pussy ass 9mm pieces of shit.
Driver.
You know, you can actually get so rigid of a stance with those that you can kind of prevent them from cycling sometimes. Start causing jams.
You mean like those Glock pussy 9mm ones, or
Pretty much anything that takes a 9mm round.
Glocks like to eat a lot of different ammos. They also are the hardest on. If you're trying to pick up your brass, I can always tell when I got brass out of that someone had shot out of a Glock. It's like, dang, this thing went through hell. You know,
It chews the shit out of it, rips the damn rim. Usually got a black spot in the mouth.
They've never had a firing issue with anything you want to put in it.
They're designed to be a little looser on that, and they're also designed to rip that cartridge out.
I know a guy that's got a couple of Glocks, and he's never had a problem with it.
I always,
That's the way
with
Glocks
reloading or just with cycling. What are you talking about? Reliability of the firearm?
I said, it switches on, I guess.
Yeah.
Glocks are built like that to swallow anything. They're built loose. They actually have part of the shell is actually unsupported, what gives you that little bulge.
Yeah, you get that bulge.
Yep.
Because they got a giant barrel ramp in it.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rich, the tactical plumber. I'm on Facebook yesterday, and I see they have classes for your LTCs. They have classroom classes, and then they have range classes. A little tidbit. Do you know what the third class was? Third class, a non-resident Utah license.
Yeah. That gets you into like 17 more states or whatever. They do the Utah one here in Texas too. If you want to stay and pay for that extra class.
It's only they charge. How much do they charge you guys for the license?
I want to say it was probably around $65. I don't remember.
Yeah, ours is $100.
With Texas, when I was living down there and got my license, one thing is cool. For military, they waived the fees, but you still had to pay for that initial class. You had to pay the instructor, but the state fees were waived.
I can remember filling out the application for an FID card. I think I was 16, 17 years old. It was fucking $2.
Up here in Wyoming, it's like free. You don't even have to have a license. It's pretty cool.
Right. You want to say hi, you show them your fucking driver's license and call it a day.
Yeah. Now, the problem is they do still offer the courses to get an actual license because that way you can go to other states that reciprocate.
See, now you're gonna get me on a tangent now, right?
Yeah, let's have it. Mikey's tangent.
Because here's what's irritating to me. Okay, I'm not making fun of your state. I think it's great. Okay, or anybody else's state for that matter. You live out in God's country, okay? And like we just said, you can walk in, show them a driver's license, you can buy a gun, right?
Same with Texas.
All our fucking freedom started here.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even blow off fucking fireworks.
Yeah, I know where you're getting at. Yeah. I was thinking about this.
I can't. It's just, is it not ironic that the state in which your freedom started has the less of the other freedoms that other states have? Does it? Right. Is that not ironic?
No, yeah. I was thinking about this just the other day, how ironic it is that basically what was the 13 colonies are so restrictive on freedoms that other states have. And that's kind of why electoral colleges and stuff were set up the way they were back then, because the founding fathers knew that once populations grow in a city type environment, then the mentality changes from what they had. And see here in the quote flyover Rust Belt, we're still spread out. We still have, for the most part, most states still have that country atmosphere, you know, more laid back. So we just have more freedoms right now.
See, like
that's exactly what
even that side of it, right? Even at the fact that, all right, now I know you guys don't know Massachusetts, but if you split the state of Massachusetts in half, you know, exact half, and I'm on the right hand side, okay? All right,
you're on the east side. Yep, that's more.
All right,
It's called
I'm on the
liberalism.
Moving on up. Moving on up.
I get the fact that it's too densely populated to hunt with a 30-aught 6. I get that. I get it. If you go west, the New York border, and you know, the south to the Connecticut border, and out in the Berkshires, this fucking what? You know, you think you're in fucking Wyoming, okay? And we still can't use
to
hunt.
It's and hopefully some things will happen with once the Supreme Court starts seeing some more cases come up, you know, with the Second Amendment being upheld in every state, not just some here and there.
Right.
Because, and like we're talking about big cities, what happens is, and it's kind of a natural thing, there's been studies on it, in a big city environment, you slowly start to expect things from the city government. Like and it eventually gets to where you expect the city government to protect you at all times, which doesn't happen, but people still feel that way, you know? So you lose some of that, I've got to defend myself, or you're also not in an environment where, like you said, you got to hunt for food. Now I just go to the grocery store type of thing. So that's kind of the natural progression, how views change over the generations. So,
Rich the Tactical Plumber says thanks because we are surrounded by libtards, Mikey. I know. I don't even think it's a fucking. It's not a party thing. They were just people in general. Forget to put the parties aside.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people in general are, I don't know, they're just afraid of guns, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And if
especially
you
in this fucking state.
If you take the guns out of the equation, there's probably other freedoms that are still under attack that shouldn't be.
But
in
again,
cities like New York.
You're talking about a guy who can't have a fucking slingshot. So
yeah, so I mean, it gets a little ridiculous. Well, and like places like New York, where they're regulating the size of sodas. I mean,
right.
Really?
Well, that to me.
Yeah.
All right, now here we go. All right, now you just pissed me off. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And by the way, this is Mike's opinion. Okay. It is not the government's job, in my opinion, to watch my weight.
Yeah.
It's my job.
You're right.
I can't get a Biggie Fry, Biggie Coke in the state of New York because they're worried about obesity.
Mhm.
But yet, I can sit there and buy 4 large whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense.
You can't supersize fries anymore. Doesn't mean that you're not going to say, "Well, give me another large."
Yeah, you just got to order 2. You know, it's like what? I can't have a a large Coke. Well, give me 2 smalls, I guess. I don't know,
Yeah,
3
2
smalls.
I'll pour them in my big cup.
You just want it paying more, so then the government gets more taxes off of it.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's just weird the things that get regulated but get accepted by the mass population that voted these people in.
Yeah.
And see, right there is the fucking problem. It gets accepted.
Gets accepted. So.
And it's just silly. It's like, I'm a slingshot. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it's just the Hillary crowd. Take the Hillary crowd, for instance. They won't give it up. They won't take no for an answer. They won't listen. They absolutely won't listen to reason about that woman.
No, not at all. I'm hoping that they're going to do some digging again because it hasn't been released. So I don't think she'll ever spend any time in jail, but I'd sure like to see something happen.
And that right there is a problem.
Yep.
Rich,
you have people with money, political influence that are above the law. That's fucking wrong.
Right. Yeah, that's one reason I'm all for congressional term limits. Which
I wish that the bills would not be able to have added pork.
Pork, yeah.
Right before it's getting ready to be passed, they want to slide all this shit in there that they haven't told the American people about. So then it gets passed, and that's what takes a lot of our freedoms away. Is they've slid in this extra pork.
Allegedly, yeah. They'll slide in extra stuff. Earmarks.
Mike, did you read what Rich wrote about carry?
Yeah, I was just about ready to read it. So Rich wrote, "Okay, so Mike, so here's one for you. I can carry a pistol in our state legally, but can't carry an automatic knife. Explain that one for me."
Yeah.
Logic in that. There is none. However, because you have, Richie, because you have a license to carry, you can carry certain knives in this state that I can't because I don't have a license to carry. I don't know what the knife is, but if you look it up, I'm quite sure you'll find it. But yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, you don't want to
carry an automatic knife, but a machete is okay.
Yeah. You don't want
like in your car, you can carry an axe, but you can't carry an axe handle.
Right.
Yeah.
And Gerald B says, Mikey, even up here in towns like Orono, it's shotguns only. I know. Down in Cumberland, Gerald B. I'm in the area. Cumberland is shotgun only. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't know.
What are there restrictions on the type of shotguns?
No, it's just you can't hunt. You can't hunt with rifles in certain towns.
Okay.
Yeah, the lower half of Michigan is like that also. It's shotgun only, but they're starting to loosen up. They're allowing us to use certain pistol caliber carbines now.
Which doesn't make sense to me because then like the new muzzleloaders, the new inlines.
Yeah, but don't tell them that or they'll ban those.
They're like fucking rifles. I mean, they're out there. You know what I mean?
See, here's my 2 cents on that ordeal. I'm failing to see, and I'm not taking Uncle Sam's side on this one, or the state government or whatever. I'm not. I'm just looking at it from a gun dude's kind of point of view. Shotguns now, especially built to be slug guns. The only real drawback I'm seeing to using them for hunting is the massive damage of meat that a slug's going to do.
Right.
But you get saboed 12-gauge slugs now that are actually like a 30 caliber round.
Right.
It's just inside of a sabot. But still, I mean, a good slug gun, hell, not even a good one, a decent one. 300 yards, you can still hold inch and a half fucking groups.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's not like you're giving up anything on accuracy,
You know as well as I do. The problem with that is, you hit a fucking deer with a gun, with a shotgun, 300 yards away. Okay, number one, unless you hit him in the head, right? You're tracking that deer.
Yeah. But I'm assuming y'all are like us. Around here, a long shot on a deer is fucking 70 yards,
My thing is I'd rather shoot a deer and not have to track the fucking thing.
Right.
Get it through and through, or, get a hot shot, or...
me personally, my favorite shot on a deer is kind of high in the shoulders, snap its spine, break both shoulders. Fucker falls right there. You don't track shit. You just walk over, pick it up, and start dragging.
Yeah, them front shoulders are my favorite of the meat.
Yeah, there is that.
Gauge right behind the shoulder.
Yeah. But with that 243 I use, you don't lose maybe a pound of meat.
True.
Yeah. And if your butcher's good, right?
Oh yeah.
If your butcher is really good,
I trust your butcher.
You can still get a lot of meat.
Oh yeah.
Just because you shoot whatever, I don't give a shit what you're shooting. Shoulder, that doesn't mean the whole shoulder's gone. I mean, he can, take out the bad and said he's good enough. Yeah, you're right, Joby. Joby says it's because they didn't grow up around guns, so they're told that guns kill people. No, you're right. That's probably exactly, I agree with you. That's why people are afraid. Because those of us that grew up with guns, but even like my sister, right? She's not, one of those, oh my God, you have a gun type deals. She understands that we have the right to bear arms.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have an issue with it. However, it's that background checks and, making sure that somebody's not loco. But, my argument to that is that, well, whether it's a gun or a knife, if you have a local person, it doesn't really matter. I got a slingshot, Jeroby. I bought one in New Hampshire. I got one.
What I think they take way too far is, the schools, since they're gun-free zones, still. They're not here in Texas now. They passed it where you can campus carry. But
hooray!
It's about damn
Kids
time.
that point their fingers like a gun.
Oh, yeah.
A drawing of a gun. They chew their sandwich and it looks like a gun. All getting suspended.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
They claim
that's
they're threatening
ridiculous.
other people. But you know that whole knife versus gun thing. Yeah, if I'm out and about, in town or something, someone carrying doesn't bother me anywhere near as much as someone carrying a knife. A good sized fixed blade. Because nobody really pays attention to the dude with the fixed blade on his hip, right? And that Condor I got from Steve, that thing's been riding on my hip every day since it got here. Nobody gives it a second glance.
Wow.
I thought you were saying it was the other way. That you didn't you just say you worry more about somebody that's got a knife on their side than
I do, and I'm getting to explaining why here. It's that simple fact. Nobody down here really gives a knife a second thought or second glance. I mean, everybody carries a knife, whether it's a pocket knife, a fixed blade, whatever. But it's mentally, it's so much. For me, at least, it gives me a concern because people are a lot more apt to grab a knife than they are a gun and actually use it. Trying to harm someone else. And let's face it, if someone's close enough to use a knife, draw it and come after you with it, it's too late to draw your fucking sidearm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if they sneak up on you, yeah.
I mean,
you're not expecting.
Say they're within fucking 10, 15 foot. Average human being can close a 10-foot gap in about second and a half.
Yeah. They say 21.
What's your average? What's your average draw time? Think about it.
Yeah. Did anyone watch the series Justified?
I have watched it before. Yeah.
Oh, it's a freaking great series. But that Marshall, I can't remember his character's name on there, but he faced that scenario, and just about every episode he had to shoot the bad guy type thing, but he was like a really quick draw, and that was why the Justified name, it was a justified shooting. But one guy tried, he's like, yeah, I can close the gap on you, and he went to do that, but he fell into one of his own traps. If you guys saw that episode where they'd set up these little traps and he fell in the snare thing and it killed him.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but he might have got there in time with that knife, before the guy had drawn. But yeah, anyway, random tangent, but
yeah, I mean,
knife can do some damage.
Yeah, and like I say, realistically, by the time someone's close enough to use a knife, I don't give a fuck how good your reaction times are, how fast you can draw. Joe Average carrying a damn sidearm, the fight's already over with. Sometimes bringing a knife to a gunfight, the knife wins.
Right.
If they know how to use it and do the slashing rather than the stabbing.
Yep.
To me, slashing does a whole lot more damage than stabbing. I mean, it's going in deeper, but you can incapacitate somebody a whole lot faster by slashing.
I mean, you slash somebody open real good. I mean, you've got several major arteries that are readily accessible. And a little bit of proficiency, you can grab 2, sometimes 3 of those arteries in one good motion. You've got the jugular, the carotid, the femoral, all of those. You sever those, and then 2 or 3 good puncture wounds kind of interrupt the lungs and the heart. It's not as quick as a fucking couple of rounds to the chest, but it's still gonna be pretty damn quick. And let's say that happens, and you do shoot the guy. You pump a fucking mag into his chest, he's dead. You've got a couple of open arteries, and you ain't got some common sense on first aid or how to stop a major bleed. Basically, he won too, because you're not going to get to a hospital.
Yeah, don't pump out.
That's how I kill my deer with a bow.
Slashed him.
Usually they barely get 20 yards, if that.
Yeah.
And that's a wild animal. They're a lot stronger than we are.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't mean to be so grim and bring everything down or anything. And just
Yeah, now I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to defend against a knife attack?
it's called standoff distance.
Stand up. Yeah, keep your distance. Keep your back to the wall.
I mean, me personally, I mean, even the guys I work with, you know, they kind of poke fun at me a little bit. I mean, I know most of those guys. Have known them for years, you know, different companies we've all worked for. But I still, I mean, with the exception of being inside the office, I typically don't let anybody get within 25, 30 foot of me.
Mm. So no hugs and tickles out in the yard, huh?
Oh, fuck no.
No,
None.
Pickles for Stump.
Nah. One of our guys out there in the shop, he picks at me and says, I'm one of those people that owns everything in 40 foot. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I mean, if you carry, you know, me personally, that's just part of the responsibility of it. You know, if you're going to carry, you need to be prepared to use it if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do everything in your power to not have to use it. Know what the fuck's going on around you, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The best fight is the one you don't have to fight.
Damn right. I mean, why do I want to risk going to jail because somebody else is being stupid?
Yeah. So speaking of knives, Steve, what's the status on them? What's the status on them knives? Are we doing some videos or what?
Yeah, I need to make some videos. This weekend, I have to put brakes, calipers, and rotors on the ass end of my van.
Mm-hmm.
I got to drive home, I think it was like Wednesday with no brakes. That was exciting.
Oh, nice.
Woohoo!
Probably scared all the
Doing
kids in the back.
Doing the rear axle, you're talking, what, 2.5, 3 hours? That's not an excuse. Come on.
We
What
got
about the
drum
rest of the
brake.
weekend?
Yeah,
His old van probably has drum brakes on there, doesn't it?
no,
Well, he
thank
just said
God.
disc.
Oh, you got disc?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
missed that part. Oh, that should be even quicker.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to give him credit, you know. I mean,
Yeah. You're right.
then my daughters and her husband and granddaughters are coming Saturday evening, have a cookout and go see the fireworks. So,
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're trying to say you're trying to take some time off.
yeah, Sunday could be the day, or I may have to go get a load of firewood at work.
Mm.
I made a commitment, and they got a big pile of logs ready for me, and I want to get it done so next time they won't blow me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, when you go get that load of firewood, as you're referring to it, since I know a little more to that story than some may,
Hmm.
you should incorporate that into your next fucking miniseries.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
there you go. Handles in the rough.
There you go.
Fucking 12-foot
Parts
oak
one.
log, big around.
parts 1 through 16, Dr.
Yeah.
Steve style.
Fuck
Why
yeah.
don't you load this bitch on the lathe?
No shit. I mean, I give him hell about his little miniseries ordeal, but hell, I kind of enjoy the shit out of it. You know, it gives
Yeah.
you something to look forward to the next day or two.
You got to see the project complete, and it's like, all right, is part 6 going to be the day? Nope, he's
Yeah.
still working on the bridge. All right.
No shit. That fucking bridge, man. I commented on every one of them. What the fuck? You stopped here?
Oh, nice. Making some ferro rod handles, part 4.
Team.
I think, yeah, part 14. Time to stand them up. Stay tuned, kids. Next week, we'll talk about what I did last week.
Yeah.
Mom always said, leave them wanting more.
That's right. Show them just enough and leave them wanting more. Mm-hmm.
It's like that last rifle build you did, Cobra. You did it so damn fast, I couldn't even get into it.
I know, right?
I'm to the point where it's just, I just want to, like, if I'm putting something together, I just want to do it. Because I'm not doing instructional vids anymore, you know?
Right.
Been there, done that. It's just, you know.
Yeah, with you now, it's more like, watch how fast I can do this shit. See?
Yeah.
Finished.
Well, that one, it'd been a while, and I was like, wait, what? How do I do this? Oh, yeah. Type of thing. You don't use it, you lose it. But I still got all the tools.
Right on.
Got them working again.
That'll probably end up being my next hobby.
Sorry about that.
Using tools?
No.
Damn.
So,
Mike, was it a nice nap? We heard you.
Mm-hmm. So this morning I got a phone call from my wife.
Okay.
Oh, God.
She says to me, there's a raccoon under my truck.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And she goes, well, that's not what the upsetting part is. What's the upsetting part? She goes, a 10-year-old told me to go get the gun. and then when she said, when my wife said no, she says, well, I'll do it for you, Mommy. I will get Daddy's pellet gun and I'll shoot it for you.
Good kid. Damn good kid. What was she wanting for, the kid to go poke it with a stick? I mean, shit.
Right.
Ooh. All right.
Or on Netflix.
Now, are any of you really mechanically inclined? I got a problem with my air conditioning blower, and I don't know if it's the resistor or the fan itself.
Buy a new one.
Starting to go on and off. I mean, it'll go off, and I'll have to tap underneath, over on the house, or just underneath on the passenger side, and it'll come back on. But then today,
the fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Couldn't
that's
replace
also
the
where
damn
relay
thing.
is. Huh?
Just replace it. You buy it new, you get the fucking relay, the motor, the squirrel cage, the housing, everything. Just replace it all at once and be done.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Probably full of dust and lint.
Yeah.
Because today it was going on and off by itself while we were going down the road. It'd die off, and then it'd start back up. Go off, come back on.
But yeah, you can go to parts store like O'Reilly's or Pet Boys or whatever. The whole damn kit, just get the whole damn thing and be done with it. Because if you buy them separate, you end up spending more money. If you replace everything, you ain't got a fucking problem to worry about no more.
And that comes with the connector and the whole bit, huh?
Yeah, it's literally unbolt the damn old one, everything falls out, stick the new shit up in there, bolt it up, plug it back up, you're good to go.
HRM says if he's bolting on new calipers, it will. But then again, those probably burned up and froze. Might need a torch to take them off.
Right. Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand calipers. In the stench. Oh, you wait when you're waiting and your hub's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of brake fire. I've done that one time with a truck.
Whoops. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that did the chat no, hang on. Okay, there it is. It's going on. Press the chat because I saw another comment, but it was older.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When I grind them good.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, you're talking about the brakes. Okay.
Brown, how are you? Good to see you.
Steve, we were talking about knives a little while ago.
Oh yeah.
I've seen your knife coming from George.
Oh. No, don't ruin it for me.
Oh.
All I'm going to tell you is it's definitely in progress, and it's already a sexy ass motherfucker.
And by the way, thank you again, PG, if you're still out there. Because he gifted that knife to me. He actually won the contest and gifted it to me.
Yes, he did.
Dang.
Very, very fucking nice of him.
That's nice.
Sure.
And who are you gifting it to, Stalker?
Hey, my back pocket. My belt loop.
Somebody gifted a GI knife?
To me, yes.
Dang.
Good.
And as I sit here and hold some of George's handiwork, Steve, I'm telling you,
Borg. Thanks for coming, my friend.
that knife you're getting is beautiful.
Night, B-Borg.
And you'll be able to do anything in the world you want to with it.
Some nice steel right there.
Oh, yes.
No, I got the best one right here. Sorry.
And the one Stevie's getting is absolutely beautiful.
Gonzo.
I got Spidey. Where is he? Oh, he's in the glove box.
Changed out my Spatico this last week and started carrying the old 511 again.
Yeah. In the midst of our rearranging everything to make room for the new snake tanks, the desk and all got moved, so I really don't have a whole lot of anything around me right now to show off knife-wise. I'm probably down to about 70 on the desk now.
I know HRM. I was just trying to help him out.
Let's see.
You know what I mean?
Stalker may just have to get a new van.
Maybe a new place to live because he's down by the river.
Yeah, just you could. That's a good idea. Mike has there. Just leave that van parked in like one of your favorite locations. It could be like a little, what do you call it?
Until you get that sign that says no overnight parking.
We
We have
if
a
you're
lot
down
of
by
those
the river
up
in
here,
this
I don't know why.
secluded area, you throw some brush around it.
I just go out and bury it in the back 40 and dig me a little tunnel and call her good.
Yeah, there you go. Store weapons in there, knives, everything. Candy.
The funny part of that is I actually seen a damn panel van today. Just a cargo van like Steve's got.
Yeah.
Sitting on the side of the road today, and there was a big ass fucking, it's like a bandana towel, something like that, right? Like a hand towel. Right there at the back of the back doors. So it was sitting on the side of the road. And immediately my mind was like, fuck, Steve's in town?
Phone going.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just going to be my beater truck from now on. That'll be my wood hauler and drywall hauler and shit like that. I'm not going to use it for an everyday driver anymore. So
shovel snow with it.
Yeah.
Plow snow with it.
Yep.
Right. As far as hauling drywall and all like that, you're gonna make a raised floor in the back so that you can. It's basically like a shelf, so you can slide the plywood and drywall in there and still have the bed floor itself for other shit like tools and all.
Oh, that's a good idea. I got the room for it.
That's a good idea.
But I mean, it's an 05. It's starting to rust out along the side doors and shit. And
Right.
it's fun on dates though. But
Oh yeah.
See, with that raised floor, you got somewhere to store all of your
Yeah.
tools of the trade before you chloroform them and shit.
Throw some
such.
shag carpet on top of there and
Right.
Yeah.
ooh. Mm-hmm. Little mood lighting.
Little fuzzy dice.
Yeah.
Little fuzzy dice.
Yeah. I gotta cut that old heart-shaped window in the back.
If you're going to use it somewhat as a work type truck, I mean, you could always run you a decent sized inverter mounted on the wall in the back.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, that way, lightweight stuff like charging screw guns or, an old school plug-in skill saw or even sawzall, something like that, you'd be able to run it.
Right.
No need for a fucking generator and all that damn noise.
Yeah. Especially my generator that I got. I'd have to buy a new generator. That some bitch is too heavy to pull in and out of that van.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
With the mounted on a trailer.
Yeah. Hondas are really nice, Stevie. I think they're really quiet, too.
Yeah, they are.
We got one at work.
You might want to try one of them. I don't know the BTUs, and I don't know, not the BTUs, I'm sorry.
I'm about to say, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's only when you touch the motor.
Right? I don't know what but at least it's worth looking into.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go, HRM. He'd build a chicken coop out of it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Sell eggs and knives and sparkers and fur pelts.
Nice.
Right on.
Open air market.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to set the van up as a work truck and run the inverter too, for spending a half day on the job site to keep from worrying about killing the battery on it, you could put in probably around 40, 45 watts worth of solar panels, even the cheap ones from Harbor Freight.
How do you
mount
convert
them up on the roof?
No shit.
Yeah, run them to a charger for the batteries. As long as the sun's out, you're not losing any juice on the battery.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Trailer, if I so chose, I should say, because it's gone. My trailer, I had the opportunity whether to plug the power into my brother's cottage, right? Or I can run off the battery. So I have a question for you, and don't laugh at this question, okay? How does a little battery, it looks like a motorcycle, actually it was two of them, looked to be about the size of a motorcycle battery. How's that wired into my trailer? The next trailer I get, can I just buy a car battery out of the auto parts store?
You can, but yes and no. You can buy that 12-volt battery, some of the large capacity, but you'll also need to rewire the camper itself or put in a secondary wiring to run everything on 12 volts with a step-up converter instead of just running off a 220.
I guess my question is that what do I know? How do I get power? Like, is that no electricity come from my brother's house?
Yep. Well, I mean, you're going to have to have
that way.
You're going to have a way to charge the battery itself. Whether it be solar mounted up on the roof or running extra wiring from the tow vehicle to it so that you can charge that battery off your alternator and stuff like that. But the thing is, the trailer itself will have to have some sort of a step-up converter to take that 12 volts and convert it to 110 for inside the camper. Or either everything in the camper will have to be, or either everything in the camper will have to be set up to run on 12 volts, one or the other.
Yeah.
So I just need a converter?
Yeah, but you got to make sure you got one that's can handle the wattage.
Yeah. Like if
I
you're
want
trying to
what?
run you have to make sure it's one with enough balls to run everything.
Okay.
I mean, you'll have to like go through in the appliances that you'll run everything that you know you'll have on at the same time, possibly like the fridge and maybe a TV or running a stereo. You have to do the math and find out what kind of wattage or amperage you need, maxed out, and make sure you get something that'll do just a little bit more than that, so you don't have it running at full capacity all the time.
You probably want to. I would think at least 1500.
Yeah.
Don't try to go get one of these 25 or 50s or
No.
and it's gone.
They burn up.
Oh yeah, you kill the
But
shit out of it.
the lights in a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a 9-volt battery. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you, with lights anymore, when you go ahead and get the LEDs, those things run off of nothing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they're actually running off a power supply.
Well, your trailer's probably already wired for 12 volts, and when you plug it into they probably got a converter that converts it to 12 volts.
Now I have to convert it.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's already converted into the trail somewhere, right?
Right.
Yep. You'll just need to find that wiring and tap into it.
I just thought that I could buy a car battery, get a converter of some sort or what have you, and see if I can get power.
Mm-hmm. It'll still leave you with a need to recharge that battery at some point.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but
Yeah, my big truck's there. When I went to do a lot of things in there, I put a 3,000 watt medical in there.
Yep.
And so you didn't get the sounds on your radio and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Anything and everything I ever wanted to do and did it smoothly. No interference on your CBs or anything. It was worth it. But.
oh, I gotta go to the doctors. This stuff is killing me.
What is your back again, or?
No, that's getting better, but it's this whatever I have on my legs and my feet. Just wicked itchy. Anywho.
Would you walk through some poison ivy or what?
That is it.
Now it's those white flaky legs. He needs to get some sound.
Oh, shit, right?
Ghost
It's
legs.
it's happened ever since I
sound like
hit
it.
my knee. So
I
I don't
remember you telling me about that. I remember you saying something about that. It's like every 2 years that shit hits you.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, every couple of years it comes.
That's no good.
I would say while it's broke out like this would be the time to see the doc, because you said you've seen him in the past and asked him about it while it wasn't broke out. While it's actually in its
just
inflamed
horrid.
form. Yeah. Well,
Have you tried any like 1% cortisone cream?
Yeah. How can you even sell 1% and call it
I
milk?
don't know. That's all you can get it.
That's flavored fucking water, in my opinion.
Oh,
it ain't even fucking flavored, dude. It's just white water. ain't no damn milk in that shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that
Of
took
course, now I say that, and then here again, I grew up on a farm. To me, milk was straight out of the fucking cow.
right.
No.
Damn right.
Yeah, I
Used to
remember
buy
as a kid when my grandfather ran a dairy. And shake up the bottle to get that cream and everything back down in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
You go
cream.
and pull that
That's
fucking
real
cream.
cream.
Go ahead and pull that
Comes
cream
out
off
like-
the top of that damn jug and put it on a biscuit. Son of a bitch. Damn.
Like a big
Right in
cholesterol.
my coffee.
Yep.
Right in my coffee, that would go.
Ronnie
Oh, yeah.
Brown says baby
Maybe
back.
it works.
And I don't know how they
I'll
came
try
up
that.
with the 2% and the 1% because I just remember at the dairy, you got the cream off the top, and then you had the whole milk, or you had the skim milk, and then you had the whole milk.
Yep.
And the skim milk came off, and then you went and slopped the hogs.
Yep.
All right. It's like 10:01, 1:45, something like that.
Yeah.
And I got to get up. And we've gone a few hours, couple. So I know last week we were here really late.
Yeah, we were.
I can't do that. I can't do that this week.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want, I can.
Yeah, we know how that works.
Add an end time to it, because you're not the administrator.
Right. You don't want to leave
You know
the
what I'm
thing
saying?
running all night because then you got an 8-hour broadcast and any sound in your house, everybody fucking hears it.
So we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna thank everybody out there for showing up yet again, and thanks for your support. And we shall see you all next week.
All right.
Y'all be good.
Have a good one, all. Good night.
Night, guys.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Right on.
Damn right.
Independence.